to The Struggle with Candice Thompson. I am Candice Thompson. You can find me on social media at Jokes by Candice, and you can find me on my website, CandiceThompsonComedy.com, for all my tour dates and shows, etc. I hate you, Mel. For new listeners who've never tuned into The Struggle before, it's a podcast where we have guests come on to talk about things that they're currently struggling with, because we all know being an adult kind of sucks sometimes. So we come here to laugh about it. So now I'm going to introduce you to my co-host, the hilarious, lovable Mal Hall.
Aww.
I've never said anything nice about him.
Ever. And if you hit the little 15-second rewind button on whatever podcast machine you're listening to, you will hear her say, Mal, you're so stupid. So, hey, everybody. It's Mal Hall, malhall.com, at Mal Hall on social media, Mal Hall TV on YouTube. Please subscribe.
I call you idiot frequently, too.
A lot.
I mean, it applies.
I feel like I'm saved in your phone as Idiot. Hall.
Mal Idiot Hall.
Oh, okay.
Sure, Nick, it's in quotes. Now I have to introduce our lovely and fantastic and hilarious guest for today. Oh, I love you so much. I'm so happy that she agreed to do this. My friend Khalyla Kuhn.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Can I say something? I know that I have my own podcast, but doing other people's podcasts is really frightening for me. Because I feel like I don't want to let you down. Now I'm like sweating.
The pressure.
I walked in here with a sweat stash and you know it.
I did not notice the sweat stash. Even after you told me, I didn't notice one.
Look at my brows, Candice.
Bitch, first of all, you are flawless. I hate her so much.
I do have good brows, man.
She's flawless. And so like her complaining about like any physical thing, I'm like, I will punch you in the face. And then the bruise would go away immediately. It would heal up immediately because she's flawless. I hate you, but thank you for coming here.
Thank you for having me, you guys.
Plug social media, anything you want people to, your podcast.
Yeah, I have a podcast called TigerBelly that I do with my boyfriend, Bobby.
Can't stand him.
Don't blame you. Don't blame you one bit. I'm always so happy when I go on the road with Bobby and you're his feature. And the reason is because she takes the brunt of all the usual abuse I'd be getting.
Yeah.
So she's my stand-in abusee. I'm like, yes, Candice is coming.
He's going to beat her up. And like when I say beat up, people are probably listening like, oh no, your boyfriend, you're in a domestic violence type of relationship. It's like, no, Bobby, first of all, we could beat up Bobby. We could take him. But I think that's the way Bobby shows his affection.
That's the only way he knows how to show affection.
Through him hitting and like using his hands. He doesn't know how to use his words.
No.
Not at all. So like him and Ian Edwards is the other comic who puts hands on me like regularly. Like he'll just rough me up. Mm-hmm. But again, I think when those two guys do it, it's definitely from a place of love.
I think so. Maybe. Well, which is why I always text you, Candice, can you do San Antonio, Portland, Seattle?
Because I'm going.
And then if you don't go to those places, I'm not going to those places.
Oh. Yeah. That's cool. That's fun. So you guys are like gal pals on the road.
You don't understand. When the first time we met was Portland?
Portland, yeah.
And we clicked like immediately. And I was like, what? How are you with this man? Because Bobby is so insane. Like I call Khalyla the most patient woman I've ever met because you have to deal with his antics on a regular. We're talking about a man who pulls his dick out on stage. You know, like he just doesn't. He has no
pubes. Candice, come on, not the full dick. Top pubes.
My bad. Occasionally it'll slip out. Occasionally it'll slip out.
Yeah.
But like you have to deal with Bobby, and I'm just like, how you bless your heart for taking one for the team, meaning women.
That's true.
By dating him, so we don't have to.
But you and I, the reason we clicked is because we got to talking about.
Sociopaths? Narcissists?
Well, beyond that, we have this really bad habit of always dating gay guys.
Gay guys. And nobody really believes me besides you. Everyone else is like, Candice thinks everybody is gay. And I'm like, I'm not telling you they're gay. I'm not asking you if they're gay. I'm telling you. Like, I'm telling you. But you're like my spirit animal when it comes to dating for being like beards.
But I think that there's something to be said about that's our wrongdoing. Like, what are we doing?
What are we putting out?
Yeah, what are we putting out
to attract that?
But not they're closeted gay guys who are just turn out to be really
monsters.
abusive
monsters
because somehow whatever frustration they're feeling in not being able to be
what they are,
true, what they are, then
they take it out on women.
Mm-hmm.
And so completely, I was telling her about a situation that I had and she was like, oh my God, is this the same person? Did we date them? And it was like, no, it's the same character, same red flag, same characteristics. And it's like out here in Hollywood, it's like I could throw a rock and it would hit somebody who's a sociopath. So it's like there's that many people out here that are that damaged. So it's like we bonded and it was like now every time I would send her articles about narcissistic personality disorder. I'll just send her randomly in the middle of the day. We text each other. I'm like, Khalyla, I just went out with another gay guy. And she's like, girl, let's talk. So it's just like she's been like BFF since.
That is one of the things that makes me laugh about hanging out with you. Is
my struggle, my dating struggles.
No, well, just any a song will come on the radio and you'll be like,
gay.
You know this dude's gay, right? And I'm like, no, actually, I didn't know that. Yeah, dude. The next song comes on the radio.
Facts.
This guy's gay too. I'm like, whoa, dude, you should be the DJ on this radio station. Bringing you 90 minutes of nonstop gay dudes that you have no idea are gay. Candice for your drive home.
Hot homo 98. So I'm just happy.
69.9, the flame. What?
69.9. I'm just, you don't understand. I'm just happy to have someone that understands my struggle with that. But coincidentally, that is not my struggle. I actually have a dating struggle because I am actually seeing somebody right now.
Same guy or no?
New.
Oh,
no.
New.
This is brand new. I'll fill you in after we're done. Okay. Brand new. But now because I have PTSD, which I think every woman has just from dating in general, we all have post-traumatic stress disorder, but from being treated so poorly in other relationships that we bring that to the next thing that we're in. And so now I find myself questioning things that I'm doing because it's like, oh no, is he going to think I'm crazy if I say this? Because every woman has heard, you're being crazy right now. Just because we're just expressing a feeling or doing something that we think is complete, or just telling you that I don't like this, you're being crazy right now. You're in your feelings too much. So now, and I'm like, so I'm not secure in who I am in a relationship because all this extra crap that I've dealt with before. So I'm second guessing everything that not everything, but a lot that I'm saying and doing. I don't want to piss him off. I don't want to do this and this and this. For example, and let me know what you guys think about this because I sent this person a text message last week and he didn't respond to it. And that was at 8:00 in the evening. And then the next day, I still hadn't heard back, which is not normal for him. Normally when I text, he'll respond. But then it's now that we started dating, I especially expect you to respond because now it's we're dating.
But was it a real, was it a question text or was it just, you sent an article?
It was a question. It wasn't a serious question. It was a stupid little thing, stupid question that was kind of just me checking in to say, hey, that's all it was. But then no response. But then the next day I'm on Twitter and I see him tweeting. And I'm like,
oh my God.
That's so, and social media is going to be the death of everything.
It's the downfall
relationships of.
Dude, Carlene didn't follow me on social media for 4 years.
Of course. And I get that.
Probably for the best.
Because I understand that 100%. It makes everybody so insecure. So then. Because
you fill in the parts on your own.
We make our own narratives as to what's happening.
Yes.
When I see a picture of this, if I see a picture of you with this person, all of a sudden it's what? Now I have a story for the backstory for them.
Right.
And especially when you're having a particularly bad day.
Yes.
Back then, before social media, when you're having a bad day, you say, okay, I'm having a bad day. You feel shitty for about 5 to 30 minutes. And then you just go about your day, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you're having a shitty day, you go on social media. Everyone else is living this grandiose
great life.
So now that feeling of having a bad day
and worthlessness.
Yeah. And then you start scrolling through 80 other million people who are having greater lives than you that day.
By the way, you're still liking all of their pictures.
Because you just have to play that game. And the fact that you're double tapping even furthers your,
makes you more mad.
Yeah. And now you officially, and I start unfollowing people and following them back. And it's just a cycle.
Yes. It's awful. It's ruining everything. So now I'm how are you not responding to me, but you tweeting? And it's so then I then text him and I said, hey.
You texted him that?
No. Well, I said, hey. I said his name and I said, hey, and he wrote back like immediately. He was like, what's going on? And I was just like, and immediately that's when it's like, should I say something? Because now I'm like, and especially in the beginning, it's like, this is new. I don't want to make him think I'm crazy because I'm setting a boundary, which is when I reach out to you, I just want to hear back. That's all it is. I'm not, which isn't a crazy thing to say.
I think
like it's a minimal. I'm asking you just to respond.
Right.
Yeah.
I think though, and I've like gone through this in my relationship too, because she would send stuff where I would read it and I would go, cool,
and then put it down,
and then put it down.
Yeah.
Because guys will send those texts to each other where we're just like,
and
information.
Not respond to it.
I don't need a response. I'm just telling you, blah,
right.
blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And then not expect anything back and not care. But when you're in a relationship, it's different. And I know this from experience because I've had this conversation. And then I tried to explain it, but like, look at this text that you sent me. Like if I sent that to you and you just read it, you could be like, okay. And then not have to reply.
Right.
And
yeah, you can do that with your friends for sure.
Yeah.
Because I reply a lot in my head.
Yes.
Then I'm like, wait a second, I'm being rude. I never actually replied.
Yeah.
But you're right. Because it is brand new.
Right.
You can't be lackadaisical about, how you respond to somebody because you're not there yet with them.
Exactly. So I did convince myself. I was like, you know what? This is something that would bother me. And if he continues to ignore texts that I send, I don't want him to think that this is something that I'm okay with. Because if I don't say something, it could be, let's say we're still dating 6 months from now, and then he's still not responding when I want to hear back from him. And it's like, I kind of set the standard of what I'm okay with. So I was like, I nip it in the bud, let him know. I just wanted to hear back. Yeah. I wrote back. So once he said, he responded very quickly to that. And I said, he said, what's up? And I said,
I'll tell you what's up.
In a very calm, and again, that's another thing. Like when women say something like their feelings or say something that's like, very, not even blunt, but just saying it how it is, telling it how it is, we're considered bitches. And it's like, I'm just telling you how I feel and what I want. But now you have certain feelings about it. So like, I'm just trying to be very cautious about it. So then I said, hey, I was like, I texted you yesterday and then you didn't respond. And then I'm just saying, I saw you tweeting and was like, what the fuck? And it made me feel a certain kind of way. And he was like, his response was the old tweet, but not text. And I was like, yes. I was like, it's a little annoying and it just made me feel stupid because we're like dating now. And I just wanted to let you know that it made me feel kind of bad. And that's all and he was like, I get it. Totally. I understand. And then Sense has been very responsive to, and one of my female friends was like told me you shouldn't have done that. And I was like, but why? This is something that I expect of you now. Like if this is what we're doing and we're like seeing each other regularly and we're corresponding, like it's not like I'm asking for the world.
I would have let it happen a few times first.
Really?
Because it could have been an isolated thing. He got your text. Is he here?
When he got the text?
Yeah.
No.
So time difference, and it's like, who knows what was happening? And
of course. I considered all of that.
Let a pattern start. Like before I like bring stuff up in my relationship, and I'm like very thick skinned, so I'll let a serious pattern establish itself, and then if I really I know that it's like I'm gonna feel this way forever, then I'll say something. Then you'll say something.
I'm with you on that.
And I'll do it face to face because you can't text that.
Right.
Then you just read the text and it's like. That's where the other person gets to add whatever they want on top of it instead of just being able to go, hey.
Yeah, and I like to gather evidence so that my evidence is compelling.
Keeps receipts.
Yeah, I do.
That's hilarious.
I
need to at least pick through the garbage first.
Yeah, because imagine Candice if he had been like, "Whoa, let's say I didn't even receive that text. That text didn't even come through."
That's true.
Like I need to have compelling evidence, so by the time I present it in court,
right,
he has no retort, nothing.
He can't even defend himself.
And I had to do the same thing with Bobby in our first year of the relationship. I had to be very explicit with him. Because he had rules like kissing's not cheating, right? And I'm like, whoa, wait.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we have some things to talk about.
Kissing isn't cheating.
We have to talk about some things. And he would go on the road and go on like he would go to like those photo booths at the mall, and take pictures with fucking random chicks, and I'm like, whoa, like who's that? How come that's not me though?
Right.
Yeah.
Certain things like that were so unclear in the relationship that by the time I had to sit him down, but I also had gathered a lot of evidence and patterns. And look, you cannot text girls and say you want to raw dog them.
Yeah.
Number 2, you cannot gallivant around a mall and take photos with female strangers.
And that's insane to me. The fact that you had to sit down and tell him, I can't, you sending texts about you raw dogging another woman is unacceptable.
Yeah, but I had to manage my expectations of the man. Here is somebody who had lived a certain way for so long.
Right.
I couldn't put him at the same level of my previous boyfriends. Like he's fully untamed.
Right.
And there are a lot of things about being untamed that I find very attractive. So I didn't want to fully tame him. I just wanted to tame the parts that hurt me.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, these are my lines. If you cannot abide, we can part ways amicably and just call it a day. But if you want to abide, we can keep going.
That's fair.
I had to be very explicit. There was no gray area. There was no, by the time I was done in court, he was very clear about the things he could and couldn't do.
Yeah.
Right.
And same with me. He had, I'm like, what are things that hurt you? This hurts me. Okay, I won't do that.
Right.
But being explicit with men, I think, is really, really important.
And it all boils down to communication. And again, it's not. I of course didn't approach him like crazy. Like, how come you didn't respond? I was just like, right. And I think that would have been way out of line because it could have been maybe his phone died or whatever. But again, I saw you tweeting, so it's like I know, right? But whatever. I think my approach to him was okay. But it was one of those things where it's like.
I feel bad that you have to crazy check yourself because I don't think it's.
Every woman does.
I don't think it's crazy. I just think, and I've been talking about this on stage. We just communicate differently, and it's different. It's not crazy.
Right.
But we get called crazy so often, and
but that's not fair. Is what I'm saying.
I know you're agreeing. Yeah, no, I know you're agreeing.
The fact that we have to mince our words and to kind of like pad it. And just not be, say it how we really feel, I feel is really unfair to us as women. It's like,
absolutely,
I have to consider his mood, the time of day, the position at which he's sitting on the couch, the way my words come out, because otherwise I'm just a crazy bitch otherwise.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
And I have to, all those things you kind of have to consider, and it's exhausting, and still you get the same response. You're being irrational. Are you on your period? And I'm like, oh my God. I said one thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it goes both ways though too, because I have to like think about how I'm saying what I'm saying, because I'm a very like direct, sort of blunt person, and that doesn't work for my girlfriend. So I have to like
soften how you speak, or just
and
make
I don't like even with my mom or like any of the women in my life, but like most of them are like abrasive like Candice, you know what I mean? It's like you have to.
The fuck are you talking about?
Like I'm able to just go, hey, fucking this.
Yeah.
But she's not that kind of girl, so I have to. It's foreign to me to do compliment sandwich or like add sugar to the message. It's like
sandwich.
These are all things that I'm learning, and it's like it's not the same,
Great
but it's
job.
in the same vein.
Great job decorating the apartment. Your hair looks like trash today. That blowjob you gave me last night was.
I always lead with, I'm sorry. For whatever I do.
Yeah.
Well, that was helpful, guys. Thank you for listening. I just spit on the mic for listening to my struggle. Mal, do you have anything?
No.
Okay, so Khalyla, it's your
We'll
turn.
move
You're
on
perfectly
to you.
actualized human being.
No,
you
I'm not.
seem like it. You seem like a guru. I feel like I could
he
get
is
a lot
not.
of advice from you.
No, I mean,
He's grounded and is
I'm better at giving advice and taking my own advice. That's for sure. I look at the big picture when it comes to everybody else, and then for me, I'm like,
you have like
I don't give a shit.
That's
Blinders.
one of my biggest struggles.
Yeah?
Is I make a great life sidekick.
Yes.
But I'm not a sidekick to myself. If you have dreams and ambitions, I can get you there. I can help you. I'm a kingmaker. I'm just not a king myself.
for yourself.
And I hate that. It's like I set I can get people moving and I just can't get my own body moving. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
I'm the same way. I'm the same exact way. If you need help doing anything, I'm
there.
I will wake up early. I will do whatever I need to do to make sure that I help you to the best of my ability get what you need to get done. But when it comes to myself, I'm either procrastinating to the last minute and then don't do it, or I just fucking don't care.
That's exactly me to a T.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably like the root cause of all my sadness is the fact that I see, I even living with Bobby, you know, I make sure that his life is fully in order. I make sure that the T's are crossed. Everything about his day
life
is in order. If he has dreams, let's get you there. But, you know, I have just this bucket load of dreams that I'll never get, you know, rolling for myself because and I think it has to do with a touch of perfectionism. I think that we set standards for ourselves that we don't set for others.
You don't want to fail.
So it's like, no, if I'm going to do this for myself, it's got to be tip top. It's got to be the best of everything.
I can relate to that 100%.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that the fear of failing or not doing it right, not executing it the way that you envision it, and then feeling shitty about yourself
Not
for not
living
doing
to your own standards.
Yeah.
That are unattainable.
We're our biggest critics.
It's very Japanese of me.
It's true. Just Harry Carey.
Yes, yeah.
So wait, Khalyla, do you think that, and I'm not by any means like trying to blame Bobby, but do you think that because you focus so much of your time on like getting his shit together, that it's like you are depriving your own self of doing that for yourself?
No, I fully blame myself. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very aware of, you know, the things I do day to day. And yes, I am his mommy, but that's also been my choice.
Your
I think
choice,
I've rendered him helpless.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know if you're doing the next woman, if there is a never. Not that I'm wishing that, but I'm just saying in general, and like a hypothetical, like if you guys were to ever end, if you're doing the next woman a favor, or if you're
a full disservice. But that's kind of sort of my plan. I want him to be so helpless that he doesn't even consider leaving me at all. Like, how can you even eat when I leave?
You're a smart woman.
Yeah. Make it so they can't leave you know?
Like, it's like I can't even imagine Bobby being worse off than when you found him. But it's like, I guess
he's worse off. Like, who's going to wipe your ass every day if I'm not around? But it was all part of my plan.
That's what you do as a
strategy.
Woman.
Yeah.
You just make them undesirable to every other woman.
That's
and
true.
then you've won.
And it's I trapped him in that way.
He can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Girls do that.
Oh, at 100%.
That's why
they're like, here, eat this to fatten you up, so you won't. So no one else will want you.
Totally. But the entire time they're watching you gain weight, they're like, you're so sexy. Dang, look at you. And you're like, fuck yeah, I am sexy. And then you get invited to a pool party and you're like, I'm not sexy.
I'm not sexy.
And then you continue drinking because it's a circle.
Cycle. It's a vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm. Psychological warfare.
You drink this pain away.
So wait, was that one of your struggles that you brought in, the one that we just talked about, or is there something?
Being a mommy? No, okay. So I told you guys that I had come in with my own list of struggles. And then I asked casually, wasn't even like prompting her. I casually asked my sister, like in passing, hey, like, what do you think I struggle with? That was at the pool yesterday. Today, she sent me a full fucking essay.
I was wondering when you were going to ask. Sends back a document, right?
Attachment to the email. Whoa.
A photo collage for reference. Yeah, but she like gave me a whole list of like superficial struggles and not even like real deep ones. Like,
do you agree with the list though? That was sent to you?
Yeah, because she's had to live with me for so long and I was the younger sister.
What's one of the superficial struggles that she sent?
She sent not being able to rub my lotion in my legs fully.
Okay.
So living like streaks of lotion, I just like kind of slap it on there. And I'm like, okay, you know what?
Hilarious.
Yeah, leaving a wet towel on the bed.
Those aren't struggles. Yeah.
But there's certain things that it irritates a lot of
These
people.
sound like
apparently.
her pet peeves.
Yeah, things that bothered her.
Less struggles,
Right.
more of her pet
Those are
peeves.
her struggles.
She did say one
Which
thing.
is
Let me
you.
pull up a list. I've been her struggle.
She's going to come on our podcast and just talk about you for the entire hour.
That fucking lotion.
Mind you, she has a patient. You think I'm a patient person? That's the most patient person.
Really?
Because she works the Los Angeles jails.
Oh, God.
So she has to medically treat fucking
How do you
murderers.
end
Yeah.
up in that? Like, what is it about a person that makes them be like, oh, I want to work in a jail?
Hazard pay.
When you work, very
pays well?
Mhm. And also, she has a knack for any mental health and like psych, stuff.
Yeah.
She was a hospital nurse for a long time.
Oh, wow, okay.
And let me tell you, that might actually be worse. Like bedside nursing is really.
Yeah.
So she went to the jails, and now, she'll tell me occasionally when a drunk celebrity crashes their car, and they're like, "This
Hilarious.
motherfucker couldn't even sign his name." And I'm like,
Hilarious. She might find herself a good man in there, too. You never know.
She seems like she's probably a selfless person, though. Just
Yeah, she sounds
you
like
have
a
to be
very-
so
a
selfless to be
nurturing-
able to do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, which is why she sent me the essay, that bitch.
You need to fix this. You guys both sound like nurturers.
One of the things is chewing. One of the things she wrote me, chewing on a toothbrush like a dog.
Chewing. Wait, do you chew toothbrushes?
I do in the shower. So I go through 5 toothbrushes a month.
What?
Yeah, and so now I have TMJ issues.
I have jaw issues, but just from birth, not from chewing on
Oh.
things. Why do you chew?
It's an anxiety thing. I already told you, I'm a really anxious person. My essence is sweaty and nervous.
Your default is just to be
Wait, but you
gnarled
brush
up.
your teeth in the shower?
Or do
Yeah.
you just take a toothbrush in with you to
With
chew on?
toothpaste?
Yeah, I take a toothbrush. No one does that?
In the shower to brush
No,
your-
I've seen toothbrushes in people's showers before, and I've always gone what is that for?
What else do you think would be
to
brushing?
chew on, Mal. Don't be stupid.
I don't know. Some people are super germaphobes. Maybe they're trying to get in the cracks of their toes or something.
Okay. That's true.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe they could use it to clean the shower, the grout.
Something.
Yeah, but no, you use it. You just brush your teeth in the shower.
Yeah, so I sit there and I think and I chew. It's one of my favorite things, a hot shower just falling on my body, and you just sit there and you chew. You chew on plastic.
I think that one you can wean yourself off of that.
A wean, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna transition.
Yeah,
Let's
just
give us something
carrots. Just
softer
get a
to
bag
chew
of carrots, baby carrots, hot shower.
We're gonna get you a-
cold carrots.
Carrots are too crunchy. It needs to be something just,
No, we need to get you a dog toy,
You know what? That's not such a bad idea.
Like a teething
a
toy.
bone. Just get her a dog bone,
Yeah.
A baby's teething.
teething ring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're listening to this, send me a dog bone.
I think you probably will get one in the mail.
Let me see what else. Oh yeah.
Did that just
God,
see? Look how long this list is.
Jesus.
Did I just read one that said can't whistle?
You guys, if you can't see this,
She
she
wrote
had
down-
to do 2 thumb scrolls on the iPhone. So that's how long the list was.
Wait.
That's how
Did I read that properly?
Yeah.
It said can't whistle.
But that's something that every day I try and I can't do in front of her.
I can't whistle either.
You can't?
No, I've never
Have you tried?
learned.
Do you practice every day? You can't either.
Wait, I can't tell by the look on your face if you think you're whistling because that was not a whistle.
Did you hear the music though?
No. Oh, there we go. There was something.
I can whistle. I could whistle with my fingers too.
Like the loud when you need to call somebody.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
You
no,
can
I
whistle.
can't do that.
Try.
I can't. I've tried my whole entire life. What I can do is this.
Oh, you can't whistle, but you're Jeff Dunham. So, so fuck the whistling.
I have other talents.
Yeah.
She's got 3 trolls hidden in her cheeks at all times.
So that's the only way I don't feel so bad about not being able to whistle because I can do that.
Yeah, you're multi-talented.
Thank you. I just wish I knew how to use that for anything.
You just did.
Yeah, you're right. Someone give me a show. That's hilarious that she's putting can't whistle down as one of your struggles. Like that's like as if you need that to survive.
What was your list?
My list were like real
Yeah,
personal
let's do
things.
real ones.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do real ones.
Okay, I did put procrastination, but then in parentheses, I wrote, it's a skill. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's a real struggle.
A real struggle.
Yeah, that's
You
a
thrive
skill.
on pressure. That's what I say. I wait to the last minute because I know at the very last minute I'm gonna.
Did you
all
finish
of my
that
brain
packet?
power. I have until Friday, dude. Thursday.
He has a
That's
writing
the day.
packet that was due yesterday.
When they gave it to me, they said I can go until Friday.
Yeah, because there's something about pressure that forces you to utilize like otherwise unused corners of your mind.
Yeah.
That's totally.
Where you're like, oh shit, it's crunch time.
Yeah.
It is true.
So yeah, I do think it's a skill. Other things, something I'm really, really bad with is time management. And it's not necessarily that I'm late to things. It's that I have this obsession with trying to see if I can arrive exactly the time I'm supposed to be there. So I play with fire a lot.
Interesting. Because I love how seriously you take arriving on time. Because some people don't take it very seriously, like Mal.
I take it serious too. And I'm always trying to I do this with the airport too. It's like, get from my house to where I need to be in the least amount of time possible. So I'm getting to use the most of my time. So I don't get to the airport 2 hours before my flight. I get to the airport 45 minutes before my flight. And then I walk right onto the airplane.
Right.
Do you get a thrill out of that?
No, no, not unless I hear my name on the thing. Then I know I'm like, oh shoot, I'm alive. I might miss it. But even for the Candice drives me to the podcast, and it takes 10 minutes from my house to her house, and so I'll leave with 10 minutes. And sometimes,
But
you
in the
get behind
middle
bad
of
people.
the day, exactly. You know in the middle of the day that there's traffic. So it's not going to take 10 minutes.
I give myself 12 minutes.
and
then
it never
today I
works.
was 4 minutes late.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it never works.
Yeah.
I'm similar.
But my intention is to be there on time. I know how much
But
time
no,
it
Khalyla,
takes.
you sound like you actually show up on time.
I do, but there are moments where I do play with the idea of should I sit on my, ass for 3 more minutes just to, I don't know. There's this I find a thrill in it. I find a thrill in looking at my watch
And seeing and pushing it.
yeah, did I get it right? Did I calculate, this Uber ride properly?
Right, properly.
Right.
Yeah, and when I get there right on time, I'm like, oh,
yes!
fuck, I
Yeah,
did it. It's
yeah.
like a puzzle piece.
Do you try to beat the GPS? That's what I do too. If the GPS tells me
No.
it's going to be 15 minutes, I'm like, I could do it in 13.
No.
Yes, I do that.
Yeah.
When I looked at the Uber driver, it said 9 minutes to get here. And I was like, no, that's 6. And
Yeah.
I was like, make a left here, sir.
yeah.
Told them what to do.
Yeah.
Told them where to go.
Yeah. We're in a race against nobody. Left.
Yeah, that to me just sounds like added stress. Like something that I would just I'd be worrying about because now I have this thing in my head, like I have to, otherwise I'm gonna be disappointed in myself. And I'm like, I don't need something else to be disappointed in myself about if I don't
But
make
it feels like an accomplishment.
if you do it. But then there's the risk of you not beating the clock.
yeah,
and
but
then
I've done this my whole life, so there's many accomplishments. I feel accomplished a lot. This is I've fine-tuned the art of getting there just on time.
In the nick of time.
Well, I respect that. I respect that because you actually have a system that works as opposed to Mal.
It only seems to not work when I'm
When
going to
it's-
Candice's house.
Every time. I find that hard to believe that it's only with me.
It's only with you. I've never missed a flight. And I push it. Push it.
45 minutes at LAX is pushing it.
I get out. My
is
record.
pushing it.
My record is getting out of the Uber 27 minutes before my flight was going to take off.
Whoa.
But I have TSA pre, so I know. I calculate everything. I'm like, okay, at this time at the airport, TSA pre-line's not going to be crazy, or it is going to be crazy, so I'll give myself a little bit more. I'm not checking a bag. I know. I have the airport figured out.
I'm going to contact the pilot and tell them to leave a little early next time.
You would do some shit like that.
Just to make a point.
I'm trying to make a point to my friend.
Could you guys just go along with this for me, so he'll learn a lesson?
Yeah, but
about being
then
on time?
statistically,
He's getting too cocky.
If he gets it right 99 out of 100 times, he's still going to repeat that same behavior. Because it was like, I only missed a flight one time.
Yeah.
Right. No, absolutely.
And it was because Candice fucked it up. I'll just be more mad at you.
That's because Candice contacted the pilot.
I texted her not to do it. She didn't reply. She just tweeted, guess what I'm doing? And then the flight left.
So wait, have you ever had like an issue with like something that was really important that you had to get to, that you screwed it up?
No.
Never.
I'm pretty good at this, Candice.
Okay.
I feel like by saying this, I just jinxed myself.
Well, then this doesn't sound like a struggle, Khalyla. It sounds like you got your time management on lock.
I know, but it's.
It sounds like you came here to make us feel bad about our poor time management.
She used her advice too well. Look at she let a pattern start. I was talking, you were talking.
I came here for you guys to praise me
about my fantastic time management skills.
It has pissed off a lot of people around me though, because I am very righteous when they're like, where are you? Because for some people, for most people, being on time means 10 minutes early. Oh, I don't abide by that. I'm Filipino. Island time is real.
Yeah, on time is on time to me. Like being early, like no.
Right. So like when I was in college and you had to do group work and all that bullshit. And they're like, where are you? Where are you? I'm like, I'm getting there on time.
Yeah, on time.
It would irk a lot of people. And then when I'd get there, I'd have this smile on my face and I'd look at my clock and I'm like,
where were you, motherfuckers? Yeah. Right. Where you been? Getting there early, I've always never wanted to do that because it's too eager. It makes you seem like what were you doing? Like you didn't have anything else to do. That you just came here early. Like, I don't want to look like a loser. So I'll show up late on purpose sometimes just to be like, I'm busier than y'all. Now what?
What's the appropriate time to arrive at like a friend's party? Let's say, for instance, you get an invite and it's like, oh, we're going to be here from like 7 to...
It's at a bar or it's at a house?
A house.
Maybe like...
30 minutes after.
I was going to say 20 minutes.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. If it's at their house, yes. Because that means they have like stuff, catering and stuff probably.
And the flies are now circling because nobody's eating it. You feel bad.
I would say under 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are really nice.
Yeah. What would you do for a house party?
At least an hour.
How good is this friend? How good of a friend is it?
I mean, my sister, Oh,
well, that's family, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, and also, I guess, also the time. Like, if you said 7, that's kind of early. So it's like, if it's that early, then, like, it sounds like they'd want you there. If it was, like, just like a house party, like, if it's somebody's birthday party and, like, it doesn't start till, like, 10, you're like, they're not going to, because they're going to be drinking, people are going to be messed up. Like, I think then you have a little bit more of a leniency with whenever you show up.
Yeah, if it's a Super Bowl party and you show up at the start of the fourth quarter, that's not...
Yeah.
You know what?
No one thinks that's cool.
You're right. If there's something to be watched, you have to get there on time. I do agree.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
But if it's just a house party, like a Friday night kickback, under 45 minutes.
Good to know.
Never right on time, though.
Never.
I've never been right on time to a house party.
No.
Oh, my mom and stepdad do that all the time.
But there is a thing in me that that I feel bad. I'm like, what if no one shows up for them, and then I'm the person that shows up? Like, I have to be there because what if no one else shows up?
I told the Uber to turn left, bro. He didn't turn left. It took a little while to get here.
But like, no, I'm always like thinking about people's feelings. So it's like, oh no, what if no one else? What if everyone comes super late? And I was like, I don't want my friend to feel bad, so I'll like show up like. I'll try to make an effort to show up early enough so it's like just in case no one else shows up.
So you carry their emotional burden?
I carry everybody's emotional. I always think about other people's feelings. It's the bane of my existence. I always am thinking about someone else's feelings all the time.
That's another thing I struggle with because I have extreme anxiety a lot.
Yeah.
My my response to everything, even when I'm being wronged, is always sorry. Like even if someone steps on my foot, I'm saying sorry.
But that's also a woman thing too.
It's an Asian thing.
You think so?
Yeah.
But I think it's like it's
you. I just reinforce you are Asian.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's it. That's what I struggle with.
That's because the culture is very like submissive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're always. I think I was gonna do a joke about this, but I think Asian babies' first words, like normal kids' first word is mama or dada. Asian first words, sorry. Oh,
it's true.
Sorry. So sorry.
But it's a woman thing too, so you got it both from both sides.
Yeah, but it's always sorry, thank you, you too. Like that's just a standard response. Sorry, thanks, you too. Yeah. No matter like
someone pushing you.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you.
And I have one of my girlfriends, she's Jewish. And so she's very just, she's not by any means.
She's assertive.
She's very assertive, but also she just doesn't back down from anything.
Yeah.
Like every little thing that goes wrong in her life, like she has to call a congressman. You know what I mean? Like, here, like there's a pothole on the street. I got to call, something, there's always a phone call to be made.
This, right.
And she's the one who pointed it out to me. She's like, you say sorry probably 50 times a day and you don't realize it. Like you start every conversation with, I'm sorry. Even if it's something like, sorry, can I borrow your hairbrush? Or sorry, can I borrow this? It's always, sorry, can I?
Yeah.
And
do you feel like you're a burden?
Yeah.
Me too. What is that? Do you feel like you're a burden, Mel?
No, I just feel like I'm in the way.
Interesting.
That's why I say sorry.
Yeah, I didn't even mean necessarily
or a bother.
Yeah, like I don't like, and this is something I had to learn about myself, is I don't like asking people for things
at all.
because I never want to burden somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Never, and I don't know where that comes from. I've had people like, "Why don't you just ask?" And I'm like,
yeah, for favors.
Yeah,
where the answer will be yes.
And that's something I had to learn, is that most people don't care about helping somebody, like especially your friends. Like they're there to help you, but I don't even like putting myself in that position. And
but on the flip side of the coin, I'm like, dude, you better fucking call me if you need anything.
Yeah.
But I will never call you for help.
Yeah, but don't expect that from me.
I'm the exact same way.
I don't know why.
I mean, I'm somebody where if you said like, I need this amount of money delivered to this house at this time, and I can't explain it I'll do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, even if I didn't know what the hell was going on, I would do it for you.
If I had it, I'll give it to you.
Right.
But I have such a problem asking.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. It's like I'll just help without being prompted. The last 3 weddings, definitely the last 2 weddings that I've gone to, that I've been to until the end, if I notice like, oh, this is like the family brought this stuff, and I notice they're starting to break down, I stop dancing and drinking and immediately, so these go in these boxes over here? Okay, cool. And then I'll get my friends, hey, Dorothy, Steve, we need to get these things and put them over here.
Yeah.
And I think that's like I don't know what that is.
You're a perfect guest.
Yeah, you're
being considerate and you're being aware. Yeah.
Because you've been in that situation where it's like you've gone out of your way to do this for other people, and then they just bounce at the end. You leave me with the mess to clean up. Even if like, I remember one time there's this one friend that I have who, I'm using the word friend loosely because I don't think that's what we had. I think she had ulterior motives with our relationship, but I had prepared dinner one night, and then she came over and we ate, and then she like bounced immediately and didn't like, do you need help washing the dishes? Even if I would have said, no, I'm good, but just offer it.
Yeah.
I just spent this money on this and I prepared it for you. You came over, you enjoyed it, and then you just bounced immediately and like didn't even consider like, oh, let me see if she needs help, or let me just ask.
Yeah.
It was rude to me. It was so rude to me.
She was white?
She's half white.
Yeah.
Oh, what was her other half?
Mexican.
Oh, that's not a very Mexican thing, because Mexicans are very inclusive. They always worry about like, can I bring you food? Can I do that?
Yeah.
I think I used to think it was a cultural thing.
Yeah.
I used to think that only white people did that.
Yeah.
But that's not true. Like, that was such a poor stereotype
right.
for me. But it's true. Like, even in a relationship, that's what I require. Even like someone like Bobby, he never comes home or on his way home from the Comedy Store, he always calls me, what do you need? What can I pick up? And that's such an important thing for me to have in a relationship, knowing that someone considers me beyond themselves.
Yes, themselves.
And my girlfriend was dating a guy. He just happened to be white, but this is why I made the whole connection maybe with white people wrongly, because it's not true. And he would come over, and let's say like she was having a particularly hard day, and he would come over, and then he would be like, oh, have you, or she would be like, oh, let's go something to eat. And he's like, oh, I already ate on my way here. It's and like, he can see her like having a hard time trying to get everything together. Yeah. And I told her, I was like, leave his ass today. Yeah. Like that he will never consider you.
He'll never consider you.
Like, and hunger is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, like you need to, consider my hunger.
Yes. Because I consider yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that because we were talking about, really quickly. So the being considerate thing, I think that is definitely something that is taught at home. Like I think you get that from your parents. And it has nothing to do with you being a nice person or a bad person and being considerate. It's just you don't think of other people. In my roommate situation, at one point, he had broken like a glass of mine and didn't tell me. And it was a wine out of like a wine set. And I was like, dude, you just need to replace this. And I had to ask him because I noticed it was missing. And I was like, have you seen my wine glass? And then he was like,
shit broke.
I think, oh, my bad. I think I may have broken it and wasn't going to tell me. And then I was like, were you going to tell me? And he was like, man, like, I'll replace it. And I was like, yeah, you should have already replaced it. Like, why am I having to come to you? And then he did replace it, but then replaced it with a glass that didn't match anything. Like it's a wine glass that's stemless, so they just sit. And he came back with a wine glass with a stem on it that doesn't match. And I'm pretty sure he took it from his workplace. Like I'm pretty sure he didn't buy that from anywhere.
This one's gonna be your tall wine glass.
Yeah, and like, but it's just inconsiderate. Like eating my stuff and taking stuff that doesn't. Like we're not dating. Like you're just a person who's splitting a place when we share, rent. This does not entitle you to my things. And if you do, then just tell me and you replace it. But he won't even do that. I'll have to realize, oh, you ate this or you took this and it's missing. And then now I have to confront you about it. But then he'll come to me and be like, well, I mean, I don't understand why you're so mad. Like, we get it. Like, you had a father. You're like better than me. Like, said that to me one time.
God.
Dang, how often do you dangle that in his face?
I don't. And that's what's fucked up. I don't at all. But this is how people's insecurities come out.
No father having ass, just as you're
That's how I wake him up in the morning. I'll be like, yo, my father loves me. Get up, you worthless piece of shit. But I've never dangled that in front of his face. No, I don't dangle fathers in front of people who don't have fathers. Like, I don't do that shit. That's so mean.
Hilarious.
But that just shows to show insecurities. Like that came out in an argument over a wine glass. Not even an argument. It didn't have to be an argument. It was just like, hey, where's this? Could you replace it?
Yeah.
We get it. You're a better person than me. You had a father. And I'm like, whoa, okay, let's unpack everything here.
But do you think that as we get older, we get stiffer and more rigid about things like that? Because I feel like
absolutely.
I feel like in my 20s, I made a lot of those same mistakes.
Of like breaking something and not telling somebody? Or
like hoping that I can get away with it or just being sloppy and kind of reckless with relationships and like how, my interactions with people.
100%. But that's what getting older is. And that's why you're supposed to learn something from every relationship that you're in. And I think that it's not just like intimate relationships with someone you're dating. It's like your family relationships, your friendships. You have to be able to learn how to like be just a better person through those relationships. And if you're not doing that, then what are we doing? And it pisses me off also, like in LA, how so many people avoid being in intimate relationships. Like I see people just bounce from, or they're just using people for sex or whatever, and they're not getting in like relationships that are committed for whatever reason. But it's like, how are you learning anything about yourself if you're not being vulnerable with people, if you're not letting someone see who you truly are, then you have no chance to even find out that you're being a shitty person because your behavior, because you don't even let a person see that side of you. So it's just always interesting to me that like people avoid being in intimate relationships. And I'm like, that's the only way you learn about yourself.
That's like probably the biggest problem I have with the city. Is that.
Yeah.
Like my friendships in San Diego are like such meaningful, deep relationships because like when I met these people, it was not about what I did or who I was. It was just about, I like you. Hey, we all like this thing. Let's go to this. And like we care about each other as people.
Right.
Never needing anything from somebody. And here it's like,
what can you do for me?
You make relationships so you can get further yourself. It's not to make friends and have fun.
But
it's always a business transaction here.
Yeah.
And that was so obvious to me when I went to Europe and I traveled there. Nobody ever asked me what I did.
Yep.
Like there wasn't a conversation. Like
so
it was
refreshing.
Never over here. It's always the second question you ask somebody.
So what do you do?
But elsewhere, they don't give a shit.
It don't matter
what you do. If we're clicking and we're having a good time, that's should be enough.
Yeah. If it comes up, it comes up. If not, we're gonna have a good conversation regardless. Yeah.
Right. To be fair though, Mal.
What?
Because someone has to get on you, and it is always me. you are never here long enough to even create relationships with people here in LA.
Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no. Dude, I think I've driven myself to being a hermit when I'm here because of how I feel when I go out. Because of that feeling of like, dude, I can't even just fucking talk to somebody about nothing.
But like you can. I know
every time I go out.
We're talking, I know we're like, what you're saying is true, absolutely 100%. But you also have to have faith, like how you and I met, right?
Right.
I'm not one of those people, like how you and I met, like, and it was just a natural progression of our friendship, and we have things in common. I understand that's the exception, not the rule. Like, I'm not going to meet a Mal every time I go out. I'm not going to meet a Khalyla. But it does happen. And it's because you attract what you put out. Like, I'm a good person, so I've always been surrounded by great people, you know, like people I can trust, people that are honest. Yes, there's going to be some shitty people out there, of course, especially in this industry. But at the same time, I've always had a group of people that I can that are like my road dogs.
Right.
So it's like you are preventing yourself from
a lot of things.
Yeah, from meeting because you're just blanketing saying everybody sucks, and it's like it's a blanket statement. Like yes, most people suck out here, but you're gonna find fantastic ones like Khalyla and myself.
I don't disagree with you.
Push yourself.
That's definitely my biggest LA struggle, though, is because I'm so unhappy when I'm here. I just blanket everybody with it and I stay at home. Fuck it. I'm not going to go. Oh, I'm on a show. Okay, I'll go to the show, do the show, and I'll leave.
You're very much like me. A lot of the things that you're saying resonate with me because I'm kind of a hermit.
The Asianness.
Yeah. I mean, you know me. You know I'm a hermit.
But it just feels like making friends shouldn't be that hard. And every time I tell people that this is how I feel about LA, they go, you just have to work harder. You have to work harder at it. And it's like every other place that I go to, I meet people and I make friends and I'm not working.
Well, I'm going to disagree with what you just said. Making friends should not be easy because friends are friends. Like I'm not talking about like associates. I'm not talking about people that you can just go out and have a drink with. I'm talking about friends, people that you can rely on. Those people we were talking about earlier. If I needed something, I could call them and say, "Hey, are you?" And they're like, "I got you 100%." That should not be. That's like saying falling in love shouldn't be this difficult. Like, yes, it should, because that's a whole nother level. Love is something serious. And that's why I love my friends. They're like my family. Yeah. And you're not going to meet people like that all the time.
Friends are the family you choose.
Exactly. And that you actually like.
That's my favorite quote of all time.
I always see it as like having like a tree, like having concentric rings, where it's like my inner circle is so small,
and it should be.
And I think that sometimes I expend so much energy or reserve so much energy for them because I treasure and I cherish those people so deeply that when I meet other people in passing, perhaps I'm not as interested or I'm kind of apathetic even to their story and I'm not as good of and I'm not really out there putting the vibes like I want to be friends because I really feel like in order to be a good friend to my inner concentric circle, like, you know, I can't be making all these superficial
can't spread yourself too thin. Right.
Yeah, but you're so right though, because we did become friends and fast friends at that. And that was during a time where I thought I had enough girlfriends, you know, where I'm like, 3's enough. That's my max.
That's it.
Yeah, but you've been somebody that, you know, I've told things to that I wouldn't necessarily tell even like my closest friends to, because perhaps like you were somebody who could relate to it better.
Like how we talk about the gay struggle. I'm telling you, people look at us like we crazy. And I'm like,
but did you have to work at it or was it pretty easy?
This was easy.
Okay,
I'm telling when you
defense rest.
No,
God damn it.
No, I'm just saying it was easy.
When you meet a friend, you know.
Yes, but what I'm saying is finding that person is not. How long have I been doing stand-up? And I just met you in 2015. So what I'm saying is like it'll happen organically and easily, but I'm saying finding those people is what can be challenging. But once you meet them, it's like, yes, of course. But you're not gonna just any random person. They're not gonna be your friend. So it's like you should know that it's gonna take work. But you leaving town every week doesn't help the situation.
Sorry, listeners, I'm not the guest today. What other struggles?
No, I like hearing. This is really therapeutic for me. This is therapeutic.
I'm so, and I would also like to say that your voice is also very soothing. Like when listening to Khalyla,
That's a conscious thing. I actually am very nasally usually, but I'm trying to sound like this. Yeah, I do it all the time. This is not the real me. I'm being inauthentic. I live in LA.
Khalyla does the night show on 69.9 The Flame.
You know, I'm much squeakier than this when we talk, like in real life.
I always like your voice.
Oh, thank you.
I've always liked your voice.
Let me refer back to my list then.
I could take your sister had your voice on the list. your voice is a struggle for me. Like, wait. No, I love your voice.
Do we want something heavy or light?
Something that we can discuss in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because that's how much time we have left.
Speaking of light, we just got it.
Okay, so like, this is the weirdest thing. I think it's like some Pavlov reaction.
What is it?
Every time I see an ocean and sand, I have an immediate urgency to poo.
What?
And I know this is really weird and no one believes me, but if you and I were to take a drive to the ocean right now, the first thing I would say as soon as I see the ocean is, Candice, pull over, I have to poo. So you guys fucking explain that, okay? I came here to
Why
get help.
Why do you save this for the end?
We've finally been stumped.
Wait,
You've rendered us speechless.
It's just when you're there in person? Like
when
if
I'm
I pulled up a picture of the beach on my phone?
I'm fine without. But it's something about the ocean air and where I carry doggy bags with me. Because I have to pull over and carry my
Stop
shit.
it.
I swear to God, Candice, this is real. And I've never said this out loud, but I came here to get helped. So save
we're
me.
the professionals.
Wait, it's like IBS, like immediately?
Immediately.
But like not like pain.
Like, even if I take a shit before I leave the
You'll
house.
have to take another one?
I'd have to take another big one. Urgent one. Wet one.
These are very
is it something
descriptive.
to do with?
But it's a psychological thing, right?
Is it? Do you think because it's relaxing? Like there's something like maybe like in the bowel area that gets relaxed, and then it makes it, I don't know, soothing.
Okay, let me give you some
Do you
more
like
context.
the beach? Let's ask
It's
that.
my favorite place on earth. I grew up a water baby. I grew up competing as a swimmer for 15 years, and I dive, so I free dive.
Right.
But anyone that I go with will tell you, as soon as we park, find a corner, find a bush, Khalyla, see ya. You'll find me taking a shit somewhere.
I bet you.
What?
I think it has something to do with nervousness. And that's how your body manifests it.
But why am I nervous if
About
that's
the
like my
beach?
favorite, most comfortable place?
Maybe because you were a competitive swimmer?
Yeah, for the diving part. That's like adrenaline. And so your body knows, like, we got to get rid of this if we're going to go do this.
Because, we'll get that when we perform.
Exactly. When it's a big show.
Which is why we don't eat right before also because of the stomach. And then if I eat something, I'm going to go poop because the nerves will make you want to take a dump.
Yep.
So, maybe that is what it is, the competitiveness of the swimming. And then you see the water and you go back into, I need beast mode. And you're like, I've got to, just whatever. And your body's trained to do that. Maybe.
In high school, when I played basketball before every single game, like I would go through warm-ups and everything, and right before the game was going to start, I would go to the locker room because I would have to go right before the game.
But it's also a little bit different because it was a pool versus the ocean.
Right. And the fact that I carry a little shovel with me and a little bottle of water always. I carry a shovel, a poo bag, and a bottle of water to wash.
Maybe you're a dog. Maybe you were a dog in a form. Because we're talking about chewing on toothbrushes, right? You need a chew toy. And now you're walking around with a doggy bag. I feel like in a former life, you were a dog.
Just the most polite dog.
Yeah. Very well behaved.
Punctual.
She showed up on time.
Mellow ass dog.
On time.
Sweats a lot, but
No, but do you go to therapy?
I do.
And has that come up in conversation?
He's stumped too. He's like, I don't know why you take a shit at the beach. He doesn't know it either. He's like, I don't have an answer for that. I'm like, well, you're useless. Goodbye. I'm going to Candice.
I'm going to the professionals, Mal and Candice.
Yeah.
That's interesting. 'Cause I love the beach too, but I never
Very
have to go
bizarre.
poop.
Yeah, and I hate beach bathrooms so much, so
They're the worst.
I have to find
Gross.
options. I've never shit in
That's
the
what the
actual
ocean is
though.
for.
No, you're not supposed to shit in the ocean, Candice.
Wait, what?
Candice does not respect the ocean.
How dare you?
I'm just gonna
I've
leave a
never
shit
pooped
here.
in the ocean.
It's really hard. Have you tried shitting in the ocean?
No.
It's very hard because the
Oh, you've
water
tried?
pressure.
Especially,
I have tried. Like when I was
especially
younger
at
and
high
stuff.
tide.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the Philippines. It's an archipelago, plenty of ocean around.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And sometimes no bathrooms, and like you're going island hopping. It's like, where else am I going to shit?
The ocean.
And so,
It's God's toilet.
Yeah, so it's actually better to hover over like the boat rather than go in the water, because once you're in the water, you have to overcome the pressure of the water against your asshole, and it's a lot of pressure to overcome. Just science.
For any of you who are wondering about whether or not you could take a shit in the ocean.
Ripley's Believe It or Not. Take that. I don't know. You grew up in the Philippines. We could talk about that after.
Yeah, we can talk about that after. And you're half Egyptian, right?
French, and my dad was born in Paris, but he was French and Egyptian in a mix. He was a mutt too. He's one of the original mutts when being a mutt was
Parisian Filipino?
Yeah.
But mostly Filipino, because that's like what I, identify.
A Parisian Panay?
Khalyla's origin story is so intriguing.
It's, yeah.
We'll have to discuss
Will you
that.
help
We'll
me
have to-
write it?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Because I had been like, thinking about really, my story is like all sorts of fucking weird.
Yeah,
but,
no. I mean, and I get, we might discover why you want to poop at the ocean when we write this.
I feel like there's something like a deeper psychological thing, like beyond just nerves.
It probably is.
Because I go to the ocean to meditate. How the fuck am I, you know what I mean?
That's the most relaxing thing, though. Meditation.
Right.
Pooping.
But that's what I'm...
It's all your entire body.
But that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe her insides are so, like that gut gets so relaxed.
Maybe
that your sphincter just relaxes.
You're
and
too good at relaxing.
Yeah.
That is true, because fight or flight response. So you're doing quite the opposite. You're doing rest and relaxation. So that's where I'm dumping and releasing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're getting rid of all the...
so in tune.
Yeah. You meditate to get rid of all of your crazy thoughts and just all of your waste.
You excrete. We'll put a pin in that for next time.
I'm going to take that.
And now we're gonna test this, and we're going to drive to the Pacific right now. We're going to drive to Santa Monica, and we're going to see if Khalyla's pulling our legs or if she really
She
needs
did
to
not
take
bring a bag or a bottle of water with her. So it's going to be a messy Instagram story.
And it's going to be right in the middle of rush hour. So could be a fun experiment. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for The Struggle today. I've been Candice Thompson. You can follow me on social media at Jokes by Candice and my website, CandiceThompsonComedy.com, for all my tours and dates. Mal.
Thank you, Candice Thompson. My name is Mal Hall, and you can find me at malhall.com, at Mal Hall on social media, and Mal Hall TV on YouTube.
Khalyla.
You can find me in all forms of social media at Calamity K. And please also listen to my podcast with Bobby. It's called TigerBelly, and it comes on every Wednesday on iTunes and Thursday on YouTube.
Yes, it's so fantastic. All right, guys, thanks for listening to The Struggle. And if you listen to this regularly and haven't subscribed, please make sure you do that and tell somebody about it. If you enjoy laughing, go ahead and pay it forward. Till next time, The Struggle.
Later.
Bye.